This is the program that shows you the side of police chase videos they didn't want you to see. Bungled arrests, kamikaze crooks and cop-based carnage of all kinds. Welcome to Cops Uncut, the real car crash TV. Coming up on Cops Uncut. This biker takes the cops for a ride. This woman gets all worked up by a picky policeman.
Miss Jack.
And these boat thieves drop anchor while they're still driving.
Take it off again.
There are a number of benefits to using a motorcycle as a getaway vehicle instead of a car. For starters, a pocket rocket like the one ahead will comfortably reach speeds of 130 miles an hour, which will leave any police officers on your trail staring at a dot on the horizon. But that's assuming you stay on the right side of the road. Because whatever other advantages your bike might have to offer, it'll definitely come off worse if it ends up in a head-on collision. As it happens, this Hell's Angel has a very good reason for giving the Arkansas officers behind him the slip. Because, unlike the state's other famous resident, one B. Clinton, who allegedly didn't inhale, our Wild Ones chopper is stuffed to the saddlebags with all manner of hallucinogenic materials, including hash, mushrooms, and crystal meth. With practically a whole chemistry lab's worth of illegal narcotics about his person, it's no wonder this uneasy rider is risking life and limb to try and shake off his pursuers. But there's a limit to how many hair-raising bends and near-death experiences a guy can take. Let's face it, there are only so many times in one day that you want to see your life flash before you. Even if you are out of your mind on drugs, it should be obvious that driving like a bat out of hell isn't good for your health. So maybe that's why when they finally catch up with him, it turns out Evel Knievel has had enough of his nerve-wracking ride. Apparently he's stopped off at the rent-a-center to trade in his stunt bike for something more sensible. As it happens, he's about to get a free ride in a squad car instead. Still to come in part 1. This officer turns out to be a pain in the proverbials. And these boat jackers take a voyage on dry land. It wasn't me, Gov. In some parts of the US, the cops will pull you over for almost anything. And some suspects will do almost anything to worm their way out of a ticket. Take this traffic stop in Columbus, Ohio, with the aptly named Officer Payne.
Ma'am, how you doing? Why? Why is your heart beating real fast?
I had a flat tire down on the other end. My nerves just kind of bad.
Even before the trooper has told her why he stopped her, the woman driver has thrown every excuse under the sun at him.
You got your driver's license?
In fairness, she hasn't done much wrong.
Yeah, you know when you're drunk.
She has no idea why she was stopped.
No, you wasn't speeding, but you gotta turn your lights on when it starts getting dark, yeah?
Oh, I didn't know I had to turn my lights on, sir.
Given that it's still daylight, that does seem rather
You
harsh.
didn't know you have to turn your lights on.
No, sir, not at this time of night. I mean,
It's almost 9 o'clock at night.
I ain't never thought about it, I'm sorry.
That's all right.
It's the worst possible combination. He's a pedant,
My nerves so bad.
and she's a
Why
hypochondriac.
are your nerves so bad?
I want to tie the road.
Put that down now, that don't look good.
I'm sorry. I was waiting.
Their relationship is on the rocks before it's even begun. Officer Payne tries to get better acquainted with his new lady friend.
What's your name?
My name
Yes, ma'am.
Tasha Jackson.
You have a middle name?
That's it.
What's your first name?
First name D-U.
Who?
D-U-N-E.
But once again, he finds himself getting too hung up on the details.
T-U-N-E? Tune? T-U-N-E. Tune? T-U-N-E. That's the way you spell it.
No, T-U-N-E.
Two N.
At least they've been properly introduced, but no amount of niceties are going to compensate for this clash of personalities. Soon they're both back to their old ways.
Your license valid?
Yes, sir. Of course, I know that, sir.
You sure?
No, of course, I know it should be.
He obsesses over pointless details,
Have a seat in your car then, settle down.
and she starts feigning illness again.
They call it ambulance, sir. I can't take no more.
What do you want me to tell in the ambulance service?
My heart is hurting. That's why I was trying to hurry this. My sister was taking me. My heart is hurting.
Okay, well put your stuff back in there.
While Payne worries about tidiness, Miss Jackson's histrionics go into
Have a
overdrive.
seat. Have a seat, I'll call him for you.
Please,
Just have a seat in your car.
I want to go to the hospital.
Okay, I'm gonna call the ambulance. Okay, have a seat. Ma'am, listen to me. You listening? You listening? Hey. Hey.
Please, please. Please.
Ma'am.
Oh, don't. Please. I had a rough day.
Okay, listen. Miss Jackson.
Please,
But if her performance was intended to appeal to his human side, then she picked the wrong man. Because Officer Payne's clearly the sort of fellow who'll stay up all night until all the right paperwork has been filled out. Ironically, it's now dark enough to warrant a ticket for driving without headlights, but even Officer Payne realizes that charge was a little tenuous. He's determined to catch her out on some technicality or other and eventually finds something incriminating.
I ain't got no license in there.
I know, you ain't got no license, but you got an ID card with your picture on it and your face.
And that's what they called me.
It's not the most clear-cut crime in the world, but basically it seems Miss Jackson has an alias.
Give me a false name. Now I know what's going on now.
Well, I didn't nothing going on.
Yeah, I know exactly what's going on. Lay down and throw your feet again in the floor.
The cop has cleverly worked out that if she's been fibbing about her name, maybe she's been making up that stuff about being ill too.
Turn around.
I did time for all of that.
Turn around. Ma'am, look here.
It's still a bit tenuous, so when he tries to arrest her,
Ain't nobody gonna shoot.
Miss Jackson, or whatever her name really is, overreacts in characteristic style.
Put no clothes on me, sir. I ain't done nothing wrong.
Ma'am.
I ain't done nothing wrong.
And to be honest, it's difficult to know whose side to be on.
I ain't done nothing wrong. I just want to go home. I'm not feeling good. That's all.
Because at the end of a very long day, Officer Petty and Little Miss Porky Pie are both as bad as each other.
Taking off again.
It's a foggy night in Portland, Oregon, and the thief ahead is more than a little off course. Perhaps somebody should have told him that the easiest way to hijack a boat is on the water. Instead, this stolen yacht is being transported rather awkwardly by trailer, and the cops are also in tow. At one point, it looks like all hands are about to disembark.
Okay, we're bailing at the tracks.
But it's all a cunning ruse to fool the troopers.
No, pursuit.
The boatjackers make a run for it.
Now we're in pursuit.
But they really haven't thought this through. And as soon as they hit their first reasonably sharp corner,
We're at the intersection going northbound. We lost the boat.
their stolen booty goes sailing off into the night.
Okay, now we're in pursuit of the blue and white Chevy.
The good news is that they've lightened their load. The bad news is that the police have blocked off the main shipping lanes. So when Captain Sensible and his female shipmate come across this roadblock, they have to change course at the last minute and make for the high seas.
Okay, speeds are 50 miles an hour.
But even without the added cargo to slow him down, this unable seaman can't seem to get the wind in his sails. In fact, as his vessel veers all over the shop, it's beginning to look like this old pirate might have lost his sea legs altogether. Sure enough, it's not long before he runs his chevy aground and, like a rat leaving a sinking ship, he bails out and swims for shore, leaving his heavily pregnant passenger behind to walk the plank. Let's hope this bungling boat thief takes on board some of the things he learned today. Because it's one thing to dump your payload when it's slowing you down, but even when the seas are rough, it takes a special kind of pond slime to leave the mother of his unborn child high and dry. Spare a thought for the average Bobby on the beat. The standard uniformed traffic cop is the workhorse of US law enforcement and the backbone of the American legal system. He and his squad car will tackle anything that's thrown at them, no questions asked, and see that justice is done no matter what gets in their way. Take this incident in Fort Worth, Texas. It's 12:30 on a hot summer's day, and this officer would normally be on his lunch break. He'd probably be tucking into some tasty Tex-Mex with his pals at the local cholesterol emporium. But instead, he's stuck in the hot, sweaty cabin of his cruiser chasing some pillock around a car park. But the trooper isn't complaining. The call has come in from HQ and he's not about to question it. Whatever the bloke in the SUV ahead has done wrong, it's his job to catch him. So he sticks to his suspect like glue as he weaves through the traffic, narrowly missing other vehicles, occasionally dipping into the hard shoulder and swerving to avoid stop sticks thrown at him by the cops. The chase continues as our dependable deputy catches up with the crook and remains steadfastly on his tail. His quarry leads him onto a quieter road where, under normal circumstances, the cop might have attempted a pit maneuver. But for some reason, he's been told to remain hands-off for the time being. Once again, the patrolman obeys his orders to the letter. Back on the highway, an unexpected guest arrives on the scene. At first, it looks like this pale blue pickup might belong to some have-a-go hero. The driver pulls alongside the fugitive's motor and then moves in front, apparently to try and box him in. But when someone in the pickup starts shooting bits off the suspect's car, it becomes clear that this isn't just another member of the public. In fact, the tire-shredding twosome in the blue Ford just happened to be every uniformed officer's nightmare. They are undercover cops, and they've come for a piece of the action. You can usually tell an undercover cop by his blurry face and his casual clothes because he needs to keep his identity secret, and for him it's Dress Down Friday every day of the week. These two are hardly Crockett and Tubbs, but what they lack in espadrilles they make up for in bare-faced cheek. Because it's only after the uniformed cops have done all the hard work that they step in and start throwing their weight around. The plainclothes cop on the right pulls one suspect out by her shorts and tosses her into the dirt. His partner on the left is slightly more hesitant. He's happy to wave his gun about for a while. And when he spots an opening, he gets stuck in. But he makes rather a meal of things, and once again, the uniformed officers step in to do all the donkey work. Now that the exciting bit is over, the plainclothes cops graciously leave the suspects and the paperwork in the capable hands of their uniformed colleagues. But it's got to be a bit galling for regular troopers at times like these. Because it was them who got this party started. They really got into the spirit of things. And stuck with it through thick and thin. Only to have to stand by and watch as this pair of glamorous gatecrashers grabbed all the glory.
Taking off again.
Still to come in part 2. This Pontiac parks too close to a cruiser, and this truck gets T-boned. When you're working as a highway patrolman, timing is everything, and we're not talking about setting your alarm clock. Have a look at the trainee officer at the front end of this convoy of cops, and you'll see what we mean. It's his first night patrol, and he's being taught the infamous pit maneuver. But if we switch to his dash cam, we can see that in his eagerness to please, he rams his suspect way too early and sends himself skidding into the crash barrier. Not only that, but if we switch back to his instructor's camera, we can also see that his bungled pit has sent the suspect's motor head over heels across the median and into the path of oncoming traffic. Quite frankly, this trainee's first pit maneuver couldn't have gone much worse. No one has been hurt, but it all looks even more disastrous when you consider that the rest of his class were here to watch. So, time for a quick recap. When you're executing a pit maneuver, split-second timing is of the essence. So beware of premature interjections like these. Class dismissed. If your surname was Wheelless, then you might think twice about becoming a traffic cop. But that particular handicap doesn't seem to have stopped this Texan trooper from getting into the driving seat of a squad car. He's been called out by the equally unfortunate Chief Cox to assist in tracking down a dangerous driver, reportedly seen tearing through town at 100 miles an hour. Officer Wheelless goes on the hunt, racing down these Texas back roads in search of his speeding suspect. But when he can't find the guy anywhere, it would seem that he's more clueless than Wheelless and carries on driving blindly through the night. No matter how much further he goes, he's still completely in the dark. To make matters worse, his driving skills let him down badly, and he manages to spin out his motor with no one else in sight.
Yeah, I'm fine.
The officer briefly lives up to his name when his car fails to start. But with a little gentle persuasion, his cruiser is back on the road. As luck would have it, the suspect has already been found. The fugitive's speed demon days were brought to an end when he drove his ride headlong into one of Officer Wheelless's colleagues. They've got their guy, but there are still plenty of important questions to be asked.
What the hell is it? What the hell's your problem, man?
Despite his silly name,
You got anything on you?
Officer Wheelless takes the letter of the law very seriously.
Did I say turn around? Don't you hear me say turn around?
So he carts the kid off to the county sheriff's office to give him a good, hard seeing to, with a little help from Chief Cox.
Taking off again.
Most of us stick to the fairground if we want to play bumper cars. Traffic police in Westlake, Ohio have been warned that a suspected burglar cum car thief is on the loose. And apparently he's doing his best to bring all the fun of the fair to the streets. Things start off with some simple fun and games, but like a poor attempt at throwing a hoop over a goldfish bowl, the cops completely fumble their opportunity to nab him with the stop sticks. Having lightened his load, the fugitive speeds off into the distance and takes the police on a roller coaster ride down these country roads. As if possessed, the driver hurtles through a series of very near misses. He tears blindly through junctions, hits speeds of up to 80, and manages to squeeze through narrow gaps in the traffic. So far, so illegal. But this bloke's luck isn't going to hold out forever. And as any regular fairground visitor will tell you, the thing about playing bumper cars is that sooner or later, you're going to bump into someone. It's a double whammy too. Not only does he plough straight into this lorry at right angles, but he also manages to wrap his stolen car round a telegraph pole. At this point, it's safe to say that most of the fun has gone up in smoke. What the police are left with is an extremely dangerous situation. Live wires and leaking fuel make for a potentially explosive combination, and the Ohio officers suddenly find themselves with a rescue operation on their hands.
You all right? Shut the engine. Kill the engine.
Needless to say, it's the innocent victim who gets first priority.
Just stay there. Stay there.
The reckless runaway is of much less concern.
Mike, watch those wires.
All he gets is a brief cursory glance
All right, yeah, he's okay. My guy's okay. You got him?
before both troopers return their attentions to the unfortunate trucker. Cop 1 bravely mounts the lorry's cab to get to the driver, while Cop 2 bravely stands and watches.
Come on, Bob. We're gonna get you out of here. There's something leaking, all right?
Cop 1 single-handedly pulls the victim from the wreckage.
All right, be careful, all right? Just sit in that cab. Sit in the cab.
It's a race against time, but he skillfully guides the man to safety.
There's something leaking. I want to get you down, all right? Use the frame.
Cop 2, meanwhile, gets bored and wanders off.
Are you all right? Just come back to me. I gotta get you away from this wires, all right, bud?
The lorry driver is understandably dazed,
Pursuit.
but otherwise okay. And what about the bloke who caused this mess? Well, the men in the white coats have come for him, which is probably a good thing.
Taking off again.
Fate works in mysterious ways, like when the Wisconsin police pull over this Toyota on a routine traffic stop. Just when they think that everything's going smoothly, destiny drops an unexpected windfall in their laps. For the cops, it's a simple case of being in the right place at the wrong time. And perhaps if the driver of this Pontiac had taken as much care on the roads as he is with his reverse parking, this mess might not have happened in the first place. But Lady Luck has one more trick up her sleeve tonight. It just so happens that the bloke in the Toyota is an insurance adjuster. So this could end up being the fastest accident claim ever processed. So what have we learnt today on Cops Uncut? Riding on two wheels makes you twice as likely to have a near-death experience. Don't be offended when the plainclothes boys pick off your perpetrator. And insurance doesn't make you immune to an accident. Be careful out there.